I sold a booking with this camper before I even bought it. Let me tell you how I pulled that off. Hey, my name's Megan. I rent campers. I have 2 campers that I'm renting in the month of July, and they're bringing in nearly $7,500 this month, and it is so good that I decided to buy another one. So how did I pull this off? I had somebody request a booking, and it was somebody that I knew. I verified the person. It was a family friend. He texted me, so he got my number from my brother, and he's somebody that I know is good for the money. And he texts me and says, I would like to book your camper for the week of fair. And I said, sorry, I don't have any campers left. You'll have to look somewhere else. And he's like, well, do you know anybody? And I was so like, really? Like, this is an 11-day rental. And so I decided to shoot my shot. And I said, I've been thinking about buying another camper. Would you be willing to work with me if I buy one and I have it ready for you in time for Fair Week? And he actually said yes. Like, how insane is that he actually was willing to work with me on something that didn't even exist at the time. Like, he trusted me, and I don't actually know him. He knows my brother, but like, I don't know this guy. Super crazy. So I start shopping, and I'm looking around, and I find a camper that I want to go see, and I message this guy. This is a Facebook Marketplace. I message this guy and I say, hey, I'm going to be there at 1:00. Does that sound good? And he says, great, I'll see you then. An hour before I get there, now I have an hour and a half drive time. An hour before I get there, I say, hey, I'm on my way, still planning on being there. I'm going to be a few minutes late, but I'll see you soon. Is that okay? And he says, yes, absolutely, see you then. And then 30 minutes later, he updates the booking to say, he updates the listing to say sold. And I thought, like, maybe he just fat thumbed it. Like, I don't know what happened. And I said, hey, like, I'll be there in 20 minutes. And he's like, oh, sorry, just sold it to someone else. Are you kidding me? You didn't even give me the opportunity to buy it. Like, I understand first come, first serve, but you shouldn't have let me get on the road. Like, you led me to believe that it was still available when I got on the road. Anyway, that was very frustrating. So I let my renter know. I was like, hey, I just want you to know I looked at a camper today. It didn't work out, but I'm still looking at some other ones. So I kind of kept him privy to what was going on. And the next day, I think it was one day later, I have this other camper that I am ready, that I'm interested in, and I want to go see. And so again, I message my renter and I'm like, sorry, one second. So I message my renter and I find out a few more details. I say, hey, how many kids do you have? How many kids are, staying in this camper? And he tells me it's 3, possibly 5. And I'm like, okay, so we need a lot of, it kind of gives me an idea of what I'm looking for in this. And I go to look at this camper. I know what I want to spend on it. And I check it out. And I've been in the game long enough that I was pretty confident in making this purchase. And I go for it. I spent $13,200 on this camper, and I hadn't even told my guest what it was going to cost him for the week. He could still back out. I didn't have a rental agreement with him. I didn't have a deposit with him. I had nothing. It was pretty risky. And so I get the camper, I send him some pictures, and I say, all right, here's the cost. Do you think that's fair after everything we've been through? And he said, yes. He said yes. And so I booked this camper for a $1,600 trip. And I bought it before oh my gosh. Sorry, I'm getting my words mixed up. I booked this camper for a $1,600 trip with a booking before I bought it. Like, the booking was already in place. It's just so insane. So if you're thinking about getting into campers, I'm not saying this is going to work out every time. This worked specifically because the person had a good reputation. Like, he's a local business owner, actually a local farmer, and I knew he was good for the money, and he has known my family for a long time. So there's a lot of reasons why that made this situation work out. But what you can do is you can test your market by offering a camper at a certain price range, and then when people start asking you for that camper, just tell them it's unavailable. But you can kind of test it that way to see if people are willing to rent with you in your area. So that's actually kind of a trick yeah, that you can try out, because like you don't know, it's scary buying something and you don't know if it's going to rent. Technically, I don't know if this is going to rent. The good news is I do know what works in my area because I've been at it for 5 years now, and I've already got a lot of interest in it, even though I've only had it listed for a couple days. So there you go. Market research is really important. Testing things out before you dive in is really important. And securing interest before you make an investment can be crucial to like the success of you making a purchase in a camper. Now, you probably want to know like what price point should you spend or should you aim for if you decide to buy a camper. I went with a lower expense camper, right? $13,000. That's a lot of money, but it's not a lot of money in the world of campers. It is easy. Campers are easily priced for $30, $40, $60, $80,000, and they sell, right? You do not have to spend that much money to start renting, and you don't have to buy something brand new. In fact, I don't recommend that you rent something that's brand new because it hasn't been tested, and there's going to be little things that go wrong. And since it's still under warranty, you're probably going to want to send it to a shop so that it is paid, like the repairs are paid for, but that's going to cut into your rental time. So it's really actually inconvenient to rent something that's brand new. I would for that reason, and for the cost of getting it started, I would go something that's at least 2 or 3 years older. And obviously this is a 2018. I went with something that was a bit older than that. You need to watch to make sure that all the amenities work. You want the AC working, you want the fridge working, you want the furnace working, the bathroom, okay, fridge, furnace, stove is pretty important. Not everybody cooks, so I mean, if for some reason the stove isn't working or the oven's not working, you could probably get around it. You need the microwave. Everybody loves microwaving, okay? So anyway, that's what I've learned over the last 5 years. Those are the amenities that are important. That's how I approach investing and getting into renting campers, is just keep your cost low, especially when you're getting started and you're not positive what the market's going to be like in your area. Don't go out and buy a $40,000 camper just to rent it. Now, if you want to camp and the camper is for you, and that's your first priority, and then your second priority is to rent it, buy what you want, buy what you can afford, do what is good for your family. Because when you get into camping, it's important that you like what you have. Okay, but if you're also going to rent it, you know, these are the things that I would consider. This is what I would consider as important in making this kind of investment. Okay, I kind of went off on a tangent here. This is what I do. I'm trying to make more free resources for people who are getting started renting their campers, because it has incredible potential for people to make more money for their family and to pay off their campers that they already want to use and they own already. So anyway, if you want more information, be sure to subscribe to this channel because I'm going to be making more videos. Be sure to subscribe and turn on your notifications so that you can see the new videos that I post, and ask your questions, comment below, because I will be answering them. Okay, bye.